Feed My Soul, shout out to them. I did subscribe and like the video. Oldest YNs in hip hop. We're gonna get right into it.
YN is the latest term that has been taking over the internet.
It's 2025. Them YNs moving different. You lacking?
You know it's good when white people are using it and they have no clue what they talking about. If you don't know, YN stands for Young Nigga.
You lacking.
And some people out there hate it. But if you ask me, it is more a mentality than it is a young kid under the age of 25 with a Pooh Shiesty on and a fanny pack across their chest.
You can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a fact.
It is a mentality, and it has been plaguing the black community. It has been plaguing the hip hop community throughout. Now, black people we love our app. We love our nomenclature because sometimes it just describes things so perfectly. But YN is not about age. YN is about mentality. And I think we see that mentality reflected in the music, but more specifically in artists like Young Thug, Jim Jones, and artists like The Game, where a lot of their movements as we get older, as we get more mature, as we're in the age of Aquarius and people are looking at the world very differently. They're starting to ask questions. They're starting to pick their heads up from their Chick-fil-A and their Netflix-induced coma and their party, drug culture. People are starting to look up. People are starting to wake up and they're starting to really ask questions. So when you see artists like Young Thug calling Kid Cudi a rat, it looks crazy because Young Thug just beat the odds. Now people are looking at him like, yo, you kind of corny, bro. Thug himself just beat 53 bodies. They tried to attach him to 53 bodies. Now, any regular person, if they're attached to one body, I guarantee you they're serving some type of jail time. You might not even done it. You might have just been around. You might have just been an accessory to after. Thug just beat the fact that they had multiple crimes on him, including 53 bodies. And he comes out and he's talking about Kid Cudi a rat.
Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
People looking at him weird. Same thing with Jim Jones. Jim Jones on his best day, on his best album is not better. His best album is not better than Nas' worst album. But because, let's keep it real, Love and Hip Hop checks is slowing down and you need to get that bread, he gonna get on all these platforms and start clout chasing.
If you want to go to the Billboard entries, pull up Nas' Billboard entries, then pull up my Billboard entries. I want to go down the line now, because now we going down the line.
No. Yes.
No. Let's go statistically.
It feels great.
Because at the end of the day, he's still stuck in his YN mentality. He's still stuck in 2007. Oh, I bought Chrome Hearts. I did all of this stuff. When you really think about it, same thing with Game. These guys are trying to impress the younger versions of themselves. They're trying to impress the younger version of their peers. And that's why their peers have all surpassed them, because they're looking at them crazy. Let's look at Young Thug.
This video comes from Read My Soul. It's called The Oldest YNs in Hip Hop. And he on these niggas' head, boy. I ain't gonna lie. So far, he ain't did nothing but preach the gospel, though. Let's get back into it.
Version of their peers. And that's why their peers have all surpassed them, because they're looking at them crazy. Let's look at Young Thug's peer. You look at Young Thug's peer, it's Gunna. Gunna is put his head down and he's all about music. You barely hear Gunna talk. And if you ask me, Gunna is on a run like no other.
Run that back, Turbo.
Same thing with Jim Jones. Look at Jim Jones' peers. Look at Mace. Look at Cam. They're all way above him. They're all superseding him. They're all doing way more than he's doing. They have platforms. They have podcasts. They're doing this. They're doing that. I was just watching Happy Gilmore. I see Cam on Happy Gilmore.
How you gonna get all these professional golfers?
Where's Jim Jones? Trying to say he's better than Nas? He has more impact than Nas because a 25-year-old got on a platform and said, yeah, he's more influential?
Now, that 25-year-old said that because Jim Jones had a song on 2K. This nigga said he had that song on 2K. I don't know nothing about Nas, but Jim, he up there because that song on 2K, we used to bump that.
Very YN energy to disrespect a legend like Nas is crazy. It's very similar to what goddamn Action Bronson did to Ghostface. Oh, he ain't rapping like this. It's like, bro, chill out. Same thing with Game. Why you on Drink Champs drinking a whole bottle of Casamigos? Why is it that you're getting sued? Why is it you losing money? Why is it that you just want to insert yourself in these beefs? Why is it you always clout chasing? When you look at these guys' movement and their ability to always try to link things back to the streets, Jim Jones wants credit for bringing Bloods to New York. That's what young YNs want. They want credit for stupidity. Oh, I bought gangs.
These ain't even the same Bloods. This is United Blood Nation was started in prison, but okay.
That's what young YNs want. They want credit for stupidity. Oh, I bought Gangs. I made a commercial. You made Gangs commercial? That's something you're proud of?
You serious?
That's something you cool with, right? Same thing with Game. They always trying to keep it street, trying to keep it P. And if you ask me, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. Gangs are really, really nerdy. Y'all telling me y'all dressed up like Boy Scouts. Y'all got on the same colors with same bandanas and ribbons.
Where your grandma stay, where your mama stay, or where your daddy stay.
If I have a different color, I'm the op, right? And you start really looking at this street stuff, right? For one, everybody likes to say, oh, hip hop is the streets. No, hip hop is the hood.
What do you mean by that?
The hood and the streets are very different. We all were raised in the hood. We had the choice to go into the streets or not. The streets back in the days, you never used to hear them on record. They used to fund the hip hop, but you never heard them get on record, snitch on themselves, go on podcasts and do all those things. We have to really understand the difference between the hood and the streets. The nerd is from the hood. I'm from the hood. I could have went into the streets, but I had an OG tell me, stick to that. He told me straight in my face, this ain't for you, stick to that.
And he was like, don't stop smiling either. Don't try and get mean or aggressive. He's like, just be you.
And I listened to
Now, he listened to him. But when Wayne told that to Drake, Drake didn't listen. Next thing you know, Drake, all black mean mugging and shit. He tough guy. But this young man, he cooking.
to him, right? He told me straight up, I could break your jaw right now. You don't even know what you're saying. I kept selling my candy. I kept dancing. I kept minding my business because you're right. But the hood is different. The hood is so beautiful. The streets is something that you choose when you have no other choice. And if you ask me, glorifying the streets is just another component of white supremacy because you are forced to be in the streets. If you could run a Fortune 500 company, a lot of these street dudes be CEOs, real talk, the way they manage their business, things like that. But white supremacy makes you feel as though this is the only option. Instead of coming together with your neighborhood, you feel as though you got to destroy it because that's the only way you see fit. And they make sure they give you only those options. And what do the streets lead to? Dead or in jail. Even after I just listened to Alfredo too, I'm sorry, I love women too much. I have a daughter, I have a wife. The vibrations in my house have to be very high because if we listen to F hoes all day, that shit gonna bring the vibration down.
Why don't I just give her the money I was gonna spend on dinner and that hoe can go grocery shopping?
So when I listen to Alfredo too, with my new mature ears, I can't jack that. The same reason why I don't listen to Future. The music is filth, it's trash. And it's like, oh, the strip club. We always talking about the strip club, right? These guys are always thinking about strip clubs and thinking about impressing other men because the strip club is foolish. The strip club is dumb. But this is where a lot of that young, youthful energy that's still in hip hop, even guys like Killer Mike, let's go back to the strip club.
Because I like smoking marijuana, going to the Blue Flame. You can't do that when you're the governor.
A lot of the time, we like to, our fun is very rooted in that YN energy. It's very rooted in rudimentary ignorance and just glorified hate. And listen, I'm not trying to be here and sit here and be D1. That's not my goal. Like, it's good to have fun and stuff like that, but glorifying the streets, calling people rats and calling people snitches, for one, that's nerdy.
And for two, having fun is not every day. You feel me? Okay, you want to be in the streets Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, cool. But Monday through Thursday, Monday through Friday, you gotta get up, take your ass to work, do grown folks shit. You know, we gotta grow up one day. Else we ain't gonna never make it.
Telling me y'all all got the same tattoo? You telling me y'all all wear the same colors? You telling me if I was born on a different block and I got different colors, are we enemies?
Gay.
If you really look at a lot of the street stuff, a lot of that young youth, like a lot of it is YN energy. A lot of it is lost. A lot of it is not maturity. And for me, as I'm getting older and I'm getting mature and I'm looking at the error of my ways, I just can't. If you knew better, you do better. Guys like the game. Guys like Doug, come on, bro. You just beat all the odds. These guys, they're stuck. They're stuck in this mentality that they don't want to grow out of it because, to be honest with you, growth and maturity hurt. When you know better and you be better, it hurts. To actually try to lose weight, to actually try to eat healthier, it hurts. So as people are waking up in this age of Aquarius and the coma that they have been in due to the Chick-fil-A, due to the Netflix, due to the Canes and the Zaxby's and all of the fast food music, people are starting to look up and say, hold on, man, this is foolish. And I think as we continue and we're looking at hip hop mature, we have to start calling a lot of these guys out. And you got to understand, a lot of these people, they doing this and they trying to keep us very low vibrational so they can push their BS music, so they can push their BS agendas, right? A lot of misogynistic. Like, I'm starting to hear it more. I'm starting to listen to Alfredo too. It's just too much. It's excessively misogynistic.
But
and the same thing that he's saying is pretty much what Drake fell a victim to. And Drake is not backing down. What y'all gonna do? Be on stage twerking with a dictionary?
Hear it more. I'm starting to listen to Alfredo too. It's just too much. It's excessively misogynistic.
But I'm paying. which makes her a hoe.
I need positive vibrations in my life. These are the oldest YN, and we have plenty of them. It's in a lot of the music. It's about growth and maturity. Bro, I don't know how you can have kids and have a wife and listen to a lot of this misogynistic music. I just don't get it. And then I don't get the whole thing. You mad at hoes, but you always tricking on hoes, and then you got a bunch of baby mamas, so at the end of the day, you end up only working for the hoe. So I don't really get it. How does hip-hop mature, right? We got to look at Kendrick. We got to look at Cole. We got to look at Jay. We got to look at Nas. Shit, we got to look at Nori. We got to look at Fat Joe. We got to look at Jadakiss. We got to look at Joe Budden. These guys are showing us how to mature and how to do it.
The Clips. That's why right now they is winning, because, exactly.
Properly, but there's still a lot of people who are not growing up. The subject matter for me has to change, because where I'm at in my life, it has to reflect reality. I can't be in a car list to a bunch of hoes and this. That's just not for me. So, Young Thug, The Game, Jim Jones, these are the oldest YNs. They're still trying to impress the younger version of their peers. And as their peers get older, the peers are looking at them like, come on, bro. Talented individuals. The Game, if you look at who Game's attached to, 50 Cent, Dr. Dre, all these people are maturing, growing. I don't know if 50 Cent is maturing as the next person, but, he be in them troll wars, but that shit be funny. Him, Rick Ross, that stuff funny. They need to go ahead and just make like a podcast or something. They need to turn that into some money, because those dudes are funny. If you look at what they're doing in their life, they're ascending. 50 Cent is doing the Power series and all of these different things, right? Everybody that's attached to these guys, even Whack 100 is ascending. Even Whack 100 has had a rebrand from manager to now an internet personality. The Game, he just got sued for $7 million because he wanted to go on the show and do all the types of dumb stuff and be what, Game is always doing some young. His whole career, he been doing some YN. Same thing with Thug. Even his girlfriend, it seemed like the last time they were seen at the BET Awards that he was kind of holding her back and stifling her, right? I think it's Mariah the Scientist, right? So everybody around these people are growing. And if you ask me, Jim Jones, Dipset, they ain't never been the same since that goddamn Versus. Cam managed to turn that into a W. Everybody else, Joel, I think he losing more teeth.
Hold up. You said Cam turned into a W? Huh? I don't think so. Cam did manage to save face for the Dipset, where it just wasn't no total sweep. You know what I'm saying? But they still lost 4-2.
It's just looking crazier on the internet. Dudes like Jim start working out, feel like they could beat everybody. I've seen him fight at the airport. Now, don't get me wrong, he was jumped at the airport, but that's YN energy. How you fighting at the airport and you almost 50?
He assaulted me. He assaulted me. They both assaulted me.
You can't be putting yourself in these environments, and it's the way you carry yourself and the energy you carry yourself.
That was snitching, wasn't it? That was snitching. He telling the police, he assaulted me. He using the correct terminology and everything, looking ass.
Almost 50.
He assaulted me. He assaulted me. They both assaulted me.
You can't be putting yourself in these environments, and it's the way you carry yourself and the energy you carry yourself. I don't carry myself like that. A lot of this content, I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of content in hip-hop, I'm starting to really side-eye because it's no growth. It's no maturity. Future, he made 3 number ones last year, 3 number one albums last year. None of that music has survived today.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Everybody will still go back and listen to I Will Wait For You. Most of the music.
And the thing about these new albums that went number one, which is mostly teenagers, young adults buying it, that age group, the teenager, young adult age group, they are not loyal. Like, they is not finna listen to your shit next year. Somebody else come out, the new shit bop, they on to that. You know what I'm saying? They don't like throwbacks. They ain't trying to hear that shit next week, next month. They like, get that out of here.
Music that Future did last year, nobody is, besides the Kendrick verse, is not lasting to the next year. Why? Because the content is trash. People are growing up. People are having babies. People are having family. People getting married. People are starting to buy houses. People are starting to really look at the world different. People doing content, right? And you can't take in that shooter, kill, hoes. So you can't bring that here. I think Young Thug is trying to find a way to come up with, like, what can he rap about? They told him he can't rap about certain stuff. I'm very curious as to what Young Thug gonna rap about when he finally drop a project. I feel as though even before this, he been sliding for a few years as far as musically. I don't think he's had a good album since like Jeffrey or something like that. I don't know. It's been a very long time since I listened to a full Thug project and thought it was decent. Hip hop is maturing right now, and us as the listeners, we have to ask for more. It's just sad to see, because I was talking to one of my coworkers, and I'll leave it here. He was looking on Facebook. This was some years back. Shout out to Romel. We worked overnight security together, and he was asking me like, yo, D, I don't know how to get older. He was like, I was looking on Facebook, and I was looking at all of the people that was turning 40, turning 50, and they doing the same thing, or they trying to compete with the 21-year-olds, the 30-year-olds. And he was like, how do we get older? He's like, I don't know what to wear. I don't know. He's like, I don't want to wear this. I don't want to wear that. And I was just like, bro, you got to understand maturity in the black community, especially when you're from the hood. And I think I made a good distinction on what the streets is and what the hood is. When you from the hood, man, it's hard to find these examples of people getting older and people aging wisely. We often look at these ball players and these rappers, and then you look at Shaq right now, right? Shaq is another YN. Shaq got another YN energy, and you look at him and you just like, bro, same thing with Stephen A. It's like a lot of times it seems like they trying to compete with the younger people, or always trying to prove something, always trying to start beef. And it's very difficult as a black man to see, you know, not people aging and getting conservative, because that's the truth too about the black community. A lot of black community get older and get more conservative. I'm not saying that we voting for racists, but we do get more conservative, and we do get a little bit more capitalistic in our I ain't gonna lie, we get more back to our southern roots. I'm just keeping it like that. But it's very difficult as a black man to see, how do I age? What do I see? What do I look at to age? That's the reason why, even though I'm not the biggest Jay-Z fan, like I would never disrespect Jay-Z's pen, but I feel as though in New York, you got Biggie, you got Big L, you got Nas, you got LL, you got a lot of people within New York City that can wrestle with him for that fight. But the way he has aged, the way him and Nas specifically has aged, has been nothing short of amazing. Specifically Nas, man. Nas has aged so well, bro. You can see that, you know, Nas has figured out the game, and what he's trying to do is provide opportunities. So even looking at Joe Budden, I ain't gonna lie, I miss Joe Budden with the tank tops. He started sounding a little elitist and stuff like that. But when you look at these guys, man, it's beautiful to see these guys get older and age, and especially rappers, and it's being reflected within their music. So I think that a lot of those guys, even Kanye, I think Kanye's having a hard time with getting older and maturing and getting rid of that YN energy.
The shit he talking about, it's not just in music though, it's in the hood too. We had 50-year-old niggas walking around with their pants hanging off their ass, you know, wearing Jordans and shit. Just dumb shit, man, dumb shit. And I'm in the South. He talking about get back to your southern roots. Yeah, the same shit happening in the South, man, same shit. No, them roots ain't rooting the same.
We all got it. I ain't gonna lie. I felt really good during that skit. I felt really good. I had my fake grills on and all that, bro. That joint felt good because I understand it. Sometimes you just want to, you know, you want to just lose it and black on people and just go crazy. But you know better, you do better. And when comes maturity, comes wisdom. With age comes wisdom, and comes grace, comes understanding, it comes knowledge. Man, a lot of niggas getting older, but don't never grow up. 49, you still in the streets. Your prostate exam in a week. It's so facts, man. We got to get out of that street YN mentality and grow and mature and see what we really can be as a society, as a community. Think about it. Hip-hop, man. Looking at KRS-One, looking at a lot of those OGs, even looking at Eminem and looking at LL and Sway and all of these people that I watched grow up from young to now, man. It's beautiful to see. Even like a David Banner, to see them come from this to where they are now, man. It's beautiful to watch. Maturity is beautiful, man. If you keep waking up every day, you're gonna be mature. You're gonna be old. So that's a blessing. So I hope that whole ageism thing.
He kind of misspoke, but I get what he's saying. You keep waking up every day, you're gonna get old. Not necessarily gonna mature. You know, that's the goal, though. We need to mature. That's the thing, but I agree with what he's saying, though. Shout out to David Banner.
Stops, because right now, Clips, Malice, Push, you look, even Pharrell, you look at all these guys, how they're maturing, how they're getting better, is beautiful, and it's affecting the old and it's affecting the young, which back in the day is never what happened. So I think even young people are now looking and like, man, it's time to clean up our act, man. It's time to get our together. So yeah, YN energy gots to die. I know a lot of 15-year-olds that act 30 because they had to take on the responsibility of a 30-year-old. And I know a lot of people who are 30 that act 15. So age ain't really all that is cracked up to be. It's all about the mind. It's all about maturity, right? YN does not mean a young kid with a shiesty. It's literally a mentality. And we see it in a lot of these OGs, even more so sometimes than we see it in the young niggas.
A lot of good points. You know, it's something that I see in daily life. It's something that he touched on. It's been on my heart for 20 years, but he was able to articulate it. It's one thing when you starting to age, starting to become a man, and you look around and you want people to get advice from. You looking for people you can ask this about, pick their brain about stuff, and everybody you got around you, man, fuck that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? It's already few and far between to find an older black man. But then when you do run into one, he might well be 20. You feel me? He might as well be younger than you and shit. This shit crazy. But what y'all think about it, though? Leave me a comment. If you made it this far in the video, go ahead and hit that like button, bro. Don't be a old YN and shit. We on the road to 600. So if you ain't subscribed to the channel yet, I could use your help trying to reach that milestone, 600 subscriptions. So go ahead and hit that sub button. And yeah, I'll catch all y'all next time. Peace.